With free agency set to begin on Wednesday, we take a look at some potential targets on the defensive side of the ball. We'll see who could be coming to Denver. Welcome into the studio. I am Phil Milani alongside Sidney Jones and Eric Dalala. Guys, let's start with one name that was reported by NFL.com as a great fit for the Broncos. That's safety Vonn Bell from the Bengals.
Yeah, Phil, I think he would be a really great fit here. You know, he's a really talented player, finished with 4 interceptions, 8 passes defended, a pair of forced fumbles, and he's a tight end stopper, which, as we know, can't get enough of those here in this division. So I could see him fitting in really well with the secondary here.
Yeah, we just saw Travis Kelce on Saturday Night Live. Maybe bring in Vonn Bell, and that could slow down Travis Kelce. Eric, what do you think about adding a safety like him?
Yeah, well, obviously Kareem Jackson set to be an unrestricted free agent. You look at some of the young guys on the Broncos roster, whether it's a Caden Stearns, a PJ Locke, a Delarian Turner-Yell, who the Broncos drafted last year. There are some kind of in-house options, but if they want to go externally, maybe Vonn Bell's an option. I think why everybody brings him up is because of his connection with Sean Payton, and that he was a second-round pick in 2016 by the Saints, spent 4 years there, team captain. And so when you think about it, he pairs well with a guy like Justin Simmons. He plays that strong safety spot. Justin Simmons at the free safety. You could put him in there, and we talk a lot about fixing the offense, but you got to keep the defense at a high level too. And so that's why a lot of people, I think, are linking Vonn Bell to the Broncos as a possible option.
Yeah, and Pro Football Focus, if you're into that, 88.7 run defensive grade on Vonn Bell. So could, like you mentioned, pair nicely with Justin Simmons. And then the other position we wanted to take a look at is an edge rusher. Mm-hmm. The Broncos made the move last year with Bradley Chubb. That sort of opens up a spot there, maybe if the Broncos want to go out in free agency and add a guy. And another Saints connection, Marcus Davenport, Sidney.
Yeah, Phil, PFF has Marcus Davenport ranked really highly. And, I think he's a really talented guy. He spent the last 5 seasons with the Saints, who, again, someone that Coach Payton knows really well. And if you look at his 2021 season, he had 9 sacks, so a pretty productive season. Last year, not as productive, but, looking at his career overall, he's had a ton of injuries, which, of course, has not helped him. But I think if you're willing to risk that, I think the risk might be worth the reward with him.
Yeah, the Ringer described him as boom or bust. The Saints drafted him 14th overall in 2018, mm-hmm. So a strong connection there with Sean Payton. Who else around the league could fit in at edge rusher here, Eric?
Yeah, Phil, Leonard Floyd is a guy that's been mentioned a little bit. 3 seasons with the Rams, and in each of those seasons, at least 9 sacks. So he's been productive recently. Former 9th overall pick. Took a little bit to get going, but I think is now playing good football. And if you think back to 2021, when the Broncos ultimately brought Von Miller back, our friend Mike Kliss, he reported that the Broncos had strong interest in Floyd back then. So maybe now's the time to bring him in. But again, I think this is all about what do the Broncos want to do, internally versus externally. You have Randy Gregory there. You've got some options with Nick Bonito, Baron Browning. Do they feel like they need another top-end pass rusher, or do they like what they have in-house? We'll have to see what Sean Payton and George Payton decide.
Yeah, and George Payton has been known to say you can't have enough pass rushers. So some other guys, Yannick Ngakoue, he's bounced around the league here the last several seasons, but could be a fit there. And then also Bud Dupree expected to hit the market. So yeah. There's going to be some names out there, pass rusher, that the Broncos could take a strong look at. But everything about to get set here on Wednesday. Broncos expected to be aggressive in free agency. At least that's what George Payton has said. That's going to do it for us. For Eric Law and Sidney Jones, I'm Phil Milani.